Hey, everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I'm your host, Ben Cross, and I'm here with my friend, Anthony Horton, the
Hello.
CEO of CRI, live at CRI headquarters in Dallas. How's it going, Anthony?
It's going very well. We've had you here all day and been hosting you and gave a great rousing speech to our employees this morning, which was terrific. It was awesome.
Well, you had a really cool event here, and so I've never been a part of what would you call it? An employee?
It is our quarterly company rally where we pull all our employees together and do some recognition and rewards and thanks and give them a bit of a business update.
And why is that important to you?
Oh, it's critical from the engagement perspective. One, it's keeping everybody aware of what's going on, giving them a chance to interact and ask questions. And then most importantly is the recognition piece, really being able to thank our team, give them awards. You saw a couple of the awards, and really recognize their outstanding efforts over the course of the quarter.
You know, I was really struck by the tone of it. And hey, welcome everybody that's coming in. I was really struck by the tone of it because you lead with such humility and empathy and appreciation, genuine appreciation for your people. It really came across. It added to the kind of family vibe that was here. There were dogs present. It was a really cool vibe. So this is my first time at CRI headquarters, hopefully not my last. And and we're going to get into a little bit about the culture because as you can see, around us, culture really pervades the whole place, and I want to talk about that because
Sure.
It's something I don't see as often. We got people checking in. Hey, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I want to know who you are, where you are, what you're up to right now. We got people coming in. Stacy over here. Hi, Ben and Anthony. Super producer Stacy in the house. Stacy is amazing when we're talking about recognition. Incredible. This is going to be a fun show. Stacy says that to all the boys, but I'll tell you what, she means it today. It is going to be a good one.
She got us set up and rolling, and that's something because we weren't. Well, I'll speak for myself. I certainly wasn't organized.
Oh, this was a debacle like 5 minutes ago. You should have seen it. Okay. Tiffany here. Hello from Seattle. What's up, Tiffany? Maria, hello from Houston. This is great. Lisa Ross, I'm repping CRI from sunny San Diego. That's what's up. Lisa, Valerie McKenzie, love working with CRI. Deluxe Suites checking in from Houston. Daniel Susko, hello from Metro Detroit. What up, Dan? This is great. Look at this. Sue checking in from Fernandina Beach. Hit that like button, everybody. Throw a little love out there. This is great. Owl checking in from San Diego. Janet Turner. Hey. Cool live. I had Janet on. Was that yesterday? 2 days ago? I don't even know.
It's been one of those. We were talking about traveling again and how strange it is.
It's bizarre. Dude, I was in Orlando yesterday. I'm in Dallas today. I'm going to be in Tulsa tomorrow. I'm going to be in Florida next week. I'm going to be in Omaha next week.
Yeah, I did a bit of that this week too. I had a day trip, and it is strange when you get back into it. I thought I was a seasoned business traveler.
Yeah.
And you get out of practice pretty quickly.
You do. Are y'all in shape for this? Like physically, emotionally, spiritually? Like, I mean, it takes all the aspects here. It's something. Are you, question for the audience, how ready, scale of 1 to 10, how ready are you to get back traveling for business? Because I know there's some people that are probably used to being at home and they're digging that. You know, are you one of those people? Or are you like Anthony and I kind of chomping at the bit to really get after it? Let me know. Anthony, I'm going to also ask this question here. We got people in the office. Obviously, a lot of people remote.
Yep.
What is the return to work strategy like for you? And then I'd also love to hear what you're hearing from your clients as well, because it does impact relocation so much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's so front of mind. And I think for us, we really planned carefully on the RTO strategy. I understand that's the buzzword or the buzz acronym.
Return to office. I'm so sorry. I say work. Work is not a place. Work is something you do. People are going to be hitting me up in the DMs. I'm so sorry, Ben Heller, all of you out there just roasted me last time I said that. Return to office.
Yes. The RTO strategy.
RTO.
And what we ultimately decided was we're going to have everyone back in the office in September.
Okay.
Like a lot of companies, we really learned that we can work remote. We have a number of remote people, but that we can actually be pretty effective collaborating in that. But we don't want to, go completely remote. There's so much value in face-to-face, and we were talking about that as a team today. And so what we decided was we'd give everyone the summer to ease in. People have daycare and other things they need to take care of. Start coming back a little bit, and then we'll be fully back to the office in September. But also learning from the last year, recognizing we're gonna kind of add more flexibility to the model where, if people need to work from home, they can work from home for a day or two here. They can come into the office. Just keep it really kind of flexible and relaxed, but get in here at key moments to kind of collaborate and work together.
I think that's so important too, because, and I think this is going to be such a critical question for the talent pool and the whole talent dynamic out there is going to be this return to office, because we're also hearing that we are in the midst or in the beginnings of the great resign, or the tsunami of turnover out there, because people have gotten accustomed to different work situations and schemes, and coming back. I mean, they say it's 21 days to form a habit, and then now coming back in the office, and you got your doggy dependents, or you got your daycare situations or whatever, and so I think it's gonna be really interesting. Are you come from a human capital background, and we want to talk more about that, but do you seeing that being net positive for our industry if there's a lot of change in the workforce?
Yeah, I actually do. I think we're definitely in a tough time from a economic perspective nationally and internationally right now. You have all this stuff going on. You've got, obviously, there's some element of the stimulus packages. You've got people who've retooled and reskilled and gone to different jobs. You've got people who've worked from home and for different reasons want to work from home and are looking at jobs where they can do that. You have sort of the last couple of years having less immigration, and right now having practically no immigration to fill jobs. So it's a seller's market in the labor markets right now, and that's going to continue for a while. As those things normalize, though, I mean, I would put it under the sort of mantra of change is good. I think if people are looking for different experiences, the right culture fit, and all those things, this has been a massive change year for everybody. And I think if there's a bit of mix up and people take on new skills and find better fits, and that works for everybody, because that just leads to people who are happy in their jobs, they're productive, and that's good for industry and the economy overall.
Yeah, I would agree. We got some great comments coming in here. Love to hear your thoughts. Leave them in the comments. Also, if you have questions for Anthony Horton, the CEO of Corporate Relocation International here in Dallas, leave those as well. I want to know what you think. We're going to try to get to your comments here. We got some fun stuff here. Robert, hello from hot and humid Nashville. Robert says, live again. You're spoiling us. Yeah, it's hard work. I appreciate the appreciation, to be honest with you. Jana, hello from Brazil. Loving the background. Yeah, what do we got back here?
This is kind of our games area. This is our fun area where we have our ping pong pool table. We've sort of been talking about maybe trash talking a little bit about our foosball days in high school. And I think we're going to do maybe a little foosball later.
Yeah.
And then we have our employee meeting area where we do our all employee sessions and meetings. And yeah, it's the whole layout of our office is really designed to mix fun with areas to collaborate in. And really, you mentioned that with the meeting this morning, there's sort of a family feel. Well, it's pretty important that the environment has kind of a home-like feel as well. And I think you heard the dogs barking in the middle of the all-employee meeting. So, that's part of it too. People bring their pets in and they work alongside with them. And we've got our own dog pen or dog run area back here, which is pretty cool. And and it's
are we gonna get to go see some dogs?
Probably, yeah. If we do a bit of a tour and say hello to some people, we could see some dogs.
Nice. What do y'all think about bringing dogs to work? Throw it in the comments. You got a dog you'd love to bring to work? Throw that in the comments. Fred Metzler, Fred, the infamous Fred. I ain't talked to you in a while. Fred, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. CRI has what I didn't realize, and I hope I'm not speaking out of school, but you guys have a really interesting model with household goods as well.
Yeah.
And I think that doing innovative things like that are going to really make companies like yours viable in the future. And you can speak to that or not speak to that, but I think it's pretty cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Sean Ireland checking in. Hello, Ben and Anthony from sunny Waco, Texas. CRI is a wonderful organization. What up, Sean?
Thank you, Sean. Thanks very much.
I've been in Cowtown twice in the last month. We got to get together. Look at this. Lisa Ross is ready now to get on the road. Robert Brazil is ready now. He's a 10 plus. Maria's so ready. Look at this. Christine, I love being home, but I miss the conferences. Tiffany Crozier, 10 plus ready. So jealous. I'm out in our CRI.
I think Erica wants to take us on at foosball here.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Invite me to play. Erica. Now, Erica, do you spin or no spin? Leave it in the comments. If foosball, there's different rules. Maybe it's regional. Maybe it's generational. Kids these days, I don't know. Do you spin or not spin? He's like, does you hear the disgust? He's the nicest guy you've ever met, too. You want to get on Anthony's pads? I start talking about spinning foosball.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody here spins.
I'm like a bunch of spinners. You got a bunch of spinners here.
Yeah. I'm originally, I'm a dual citizen and a proud citizen of both the U.S. and Canada. But in Canada, you don't spin at foosball. You're out of the in crowd if you do that.
Oh my gosh, Eric, are you a spinner? Let me know. You know what? We should play some foosball. Anthony, do you have a charity that you like to support? You got a favorite charity?
Well, actually, we have been looking into. I saw that Tiffany's on here with us. Tiffany, in particular, has been looking into to your charity and what we're going to do around Move for Hunger in the coming year.
Yeah.
And then last year, what was interesting was we got to the holidays, and we were sort of thinking, well, we did some traditional things in the past for and with our clients, and this year was obviously different. So what we did instead was we took the spend that we would usually have done on celebrations and other things, and we picked 3 foster care organizations in Dallas, Atlanta, and the Chicago area, and donated to children in need for Christmas so that they'd have a decent Christmas as well during this really sort of challenging year in winter.
Nice.
And I think we'll probably continue doing that every year now as well.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So maybe we can get a competitive foosball game there, and for charity, to high stakes charity. No spinning. I'm down with that. Canada, a boot instead of about. What's up with that? Stephen Hoffman with the hard hitting questions. Are you tired of answering this question?
I can't. That is one thing that everyone tells me. So there's 2 things I can't get out of my accent with is about the Canadian and process. So I mix up process and process all the time, and I've just given up. I've been in the U.S. so long now; it's never going to change.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. That's another one. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see here. No spinning. Absolutely no spin. Definitely. We got a pro spinner.
Thank you, Michael. How's it going? We got
an pro spinner here. Scott Williamson definitely spin. Sue says no spin. I think spinning's a guy thing. Tiffany spin all the way. She's a spin. Oh goodness, I play nice in the sandbox. House rules. Eric is like, I will beat you up and down. Don't matter the rules. She said, give me half a stick, I can beat you in foosball. That's great. Erica loves it. She said, I don't own a dog. It would be nice to take a break and they don't talk back. Erica does enough talking back for the dog and me. Let's see here. When I worked in the office, I pretty much always took my dog. He was dubbed the office dog, but the whole office was always welcome to bring the pups. Office environment is everything. Dogs make everything better. Dogs in the office. Everybody's pro dogs. Karen was so lovely. She greeted me this morning. She was here at 8 sharp, and it's been a fun day having the dogs here.
Well, let me tell you, Karen is demonstrative of what we're all about here at CRI. She is the director of first impressions.
Love
She
it.
is our cheerleader, and she is just one of those core people that define who we are. And every morning, she on one of our whiteboards writes something about the day, and always extremely positive and optimistic, and a big part of who we are.
Karen,
so thank you, Karen.
Karen, what's the thought of the day? Throw it in the comments so we can all benefit from it here. Janet Turner, let's see here. Scott Williamson, Anthony, Ben, you are a busy man. Yes, I am. Scott, it's better than the alternative. Janet Turner, I'd like to know exactly what CRI does. Do they provide all RMC services?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question, Janet. We're a little bit different than the typical RMC, and in that we provide the full suite of services across the globe, internationally, domestically. On the domestic side, where we're different is, I would say, kind of two areas. On the service side, we are all about the employee experience. So our service and operations team, they are any time of day working with the full family and the full package in moving employees. So really counseling and working with the entire family unit in a move. And I think that's so important. I've come out of the human capital management space. Employee experience is everything. And so that is a big piece of it. The second piece is that we have a very unique household goods model domestically, where we have our own select fleet. And this is a team of independent drivers and crews that are dedicated to us, and who we hand select from the industry, who are service people first. So when it sort of comes to the household goods piece of the relocation, we're able to deliver a really service-oriented experience for the employee. You met Rob Sullivan, one of our top drivers and one who mentors everyone else. I mean, he just sort of says, hey, when I'm going into somebody's home, that is their home, and I am so respectful of their stuff and their situation. And he is all about service, and really also exemplifies where we're kind of a little bit different.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, when I walked in and you were giving the talk and giving out the awards and all the appreciation and everything, when you recognized Robert, I was really kind of shocked, because I've also, besides you being such an empathetic and kind and appreciative person as a CEO, to have a driver in the meeting. I've worked for moving companies and not had drivers in the the quarterly town hall kind of meeting before, and to have a driver there who's the face of the organization in the home, I mean, that spoke kind of volumes to me.
Yeah, I may have backed into that accidentally because as I mentioned, I've sort of come out of the HR and human capital industry and human capital technology. And so I'm not sort of from the relocation or mobility industry. And when I first joined CRI about 14 months ago and sort of saw the select fleet model, and saw for the first month I was here just review after review coming in about how great the movers were and considerate they were. And Rob was actually the first person that I met who came in, and people said, yeah, it's kind of strange that you're meeting with the drivers and that. And to me, it just seemed like the most natural thing. I mean, they're part of the core of who we are. So I think probably maybe not kind of maybe growing up in the industry, I came in and maybe started doing a few things that were a little abnormal. Well, people would also describe me as empathetic and abnormal. So
empathetic and abnormal. Yeah. No, but I mean, that's so interesting, because there is, I'll be honest, one of the things I observed is, not in this company, but in the industry as a whole, is there is what feels like a bit of a class system in the industry, right? Where you have kind of the corporate, the RMC, the service provider, and then the boots on the ground service delivery person, like the driver or the destination services consultant, right? And those people aren't always brought to the table, and so but yet they're the ones that carry out all the work, right?
Yeah.
It was so interesting, because when we talked to Robert, and I'm kind of going off on a soapbox here, but I was just blown away by this interaction, because when we talked to Robert, and he was going on and on about, and I'm going to put you on the spot here. I don't mean to make you blush, but he was going on and on about how much the company has changed since you've taken over, and how it's gone like in a one, not 180 might be extreme, but I mean, it's really taken off in the right direction. And I've never heard a driver say anything nice about a person that worked in the office or a CEO person either. And Fred Metzler's listening, he could probably attest to that. Anybody that's not their dispatcher or their planner, I haven't heard, honestly, because they most of the time direct that at me. So I know this personally. So, I mean, that's probably the highest praise you could get, I think.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. It was very kind of him to.
It was totally unsolicited too. At least the bribe was given way in advance, and I did not see it.
Well, and here's what I would say. When I kind of came into the role, part of it was, and a lot of people out there will know this and have said this, it is CRI was kind of the best kept secret in the industry, in that we kind of flew under the wire. And so I actually haven't done that much. What I have done is probably put a lens on everything that has made this company great for over 30 years. It's the people first. It's the service orientation. It's the select fleet. It's all of that coming together, and really, at the end of the day, just truly caring about that employee experience and being able to build on what was already there by just kind of evangelizing it, just kind of saying, hey, we always kind of flew under the wire or under the radar, as I said, and all I've been doing is sort of spreading the message of how great I think we are and how great I know our team and our people are. Our team just lives and breathes that employee experience, and it's embedded in the soul of this company.
Well, and you talk about evangelizing, and that's obviously kind of what I do for a living, right? And I want your thoughts on this, because I have my own, but I'm going to ask this question first. As Tiffany Crozier makes a comment, having Anthony's fresh eyes and outlook in this industry has been incredibly refreshing. He pushes us every day to try new things and stand out. It's been the best. Why is it important for the CEO or the entrepreneur or whatever of the company to evangelize and be out front and kind of public in the public for you? Why do you think that's important? I agree.
I really see that. As a core part of my job, because I get to come in every day and interact with our team, and I see how hard everybody works. I see how committed they are to the cause, and I see what they deliver day in and day out. And my job, in a way, is kind of, in a way, chief kind of marketing or chief promoter, in a way, to kind of say, I need to take all that stuff and kind of show the world that, look at what a great team this is. Look at what we deliver day in and day out. And on top of the all of the other mechanical parts that go with sort of a general management role and all of that, to me, that is so important. And it is second only to keeping that team engaged, happy, enjoying what they do, enjoying the environment, and feeling as though they're part of that soul or that core that is kind of ineffable and something you can't put your finger on, but you feel it when you interact with people and you come in and you see what we do. I
want to go in another direction with this fresh perspective too, and ask a question.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Tiffany. The gift card's in the mail.
They did give out a lot of gift cards, but it was not pay for play. I promise you. Janet Turner has a question here, sure. And I think Jeff actually goes on the answer too. So let's get both sides. Janet says, so when you say hand-picked drivers and employed by CRI or through van line partners, drivers, etc., are appointed to you. So she's saying, are these CRI drivers, like either employees or contractors of CRI, or are they drivers who are dedicated to you from your van line partners?
Yeah, I think it was the former. So they are independent contractors that are all within our select fleet network. So they are essentially working with CRI and dedicated to the select fleet. And And really it's through them. They're actually the best recruiters we have, because people like Rob go out into the industry, talk to people that they know in their network, and are probably the best sort of way that we attract them into the select fleet. And then we go through a fairly rigorous sort of just like you would do an interview, sort of references and quality evaluation and that, and then have our more experienced drivers kind of mentor them on the way we do things.
Hit that like button out there. I want to stay on this topic just for a second because I think this is actually brilliant. This is an idea I thought I came up with. Apparently you guys have been doing this for a while, but this kind of like direct to driver model where, you know, you have these direct relationships, these independent contractors, I think is incredible, because you can probably, I mean, I'm guessing, and I'm not going to get too much in your business, but you can probably afford to pay more to your contractors, which is always going to recruit the best ones. Because these are independent contractors. They own a lot of time. They own their truck. They may own their trailer. Jeff Walker here, who's the COO.
COO, Jeff.
He said the select fleet drivers are independent contractors who are not tied to any van line. They have their own moving authority and they own their own trucks.
Thanks for bailing me out, Jeff. He's been doing that for the last 14 months too. Thank you.
Yeah, but I imagine you're able to put more of the revenue on the curb, which is also means that you're going to get, you know, probably better equipment, your better choice of your drivers, more money for helpers and labor to get the job done. So you're not shortchanging, the labor on the job. Better, more money for materials, which are always going up in price. Look at paper prices, look at wood prices. So, I mean, this model is really interesting. And I think you talk about best kept secrets. I don't think anybody really understands how potentially disruptive and innovative this model is. It's really pretty interesting.
I like to say, as a relocation provider or relocation service provider, we're able then to control the quality right up to the moment where that family's standing on the porch waving goodbye to the truck. And oftentimes that's not the case. And there is so much volume out there in the moving space and so many challenges that it really is a differentiator. And without going into too much of the secret sauce around it, you're right.
I'm exposing this. I don't want to expose too much of the secret sauce.
What it also is, it's part about what we were talking about. It's the treatment overall and the respect and the team of drivers also being part of that core and that team. Mm-hmm. And what they're able to do is, it's amazing. They have their own permanent employees that they use almost exclusively, because they're able to maybe pay them benefits or give them a full-time professional career. Yeah. And so then the benefit you get is these same 5 people on a team are going in and just know how each other. It's like watching I don't know. It's like watching a ballet or something like that, or a play, or it's just so perfectly timed and orchestrated, and it's because they all know each other. And Tony DiMaggio, another one of our drivers out there with his crew, he has these 2 ladies on his team that do kitchens and bedrooms, and all they do is set them up precisely the way that they left them in the home. And that is what they do. That's their job. They go in and get that done. And to see them operate is almost a thing of beauty, as opposed to having picked them up that morning someplace and given them $100 to show up at the home.
That's honestly the way a lot of van lines operate. They have kind of a cash labor model. Michelle says, we're not happy unless our clients are happy, and CRI treats us contractors the same. That's awesome. Peter.
Michelle, how are you? You should see Michelle. These guys, you want to see a truck.
Yeah,
they came around. Well, I can't, but they came.
You want to see a truck? Well, I can't, but there's a truck out there.
That is one of our driver teams, and they came by last week. I have never seen a cab this big in my life. I don't know how he turns 90-degree
like a condo
and all of that. It's like an RV in the back. It was amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Thanks, Michelle.
Peter Fonseca, Anthony, and the entire CRI team are amazing. Having worked with them for years, I have to say they truly embrace building partnerships with other companies in our industry to build a world-class service models. That's cool. Tiffany, our transferees invite the crews back to their homes if they happen to be driving through. Incredible service like I've never seen in 20 years in this industry. Incredible testimonials and 4.9 on Google. Wow, that's hard to do. Question. So you came from the human capital and HR side of the business. Real quick, tell people a little bit about your background, and then I want to ask you some more questions about it.
Yeah, I won't go too deep or too far. I've been around for a while, but probably most recently, about 12 years of my career was with ADP.
Okay.
And really building out in the small to medium space, business space, sort of like incubator or smaller P&Ls and programs, and kind of innovating with things that ultimately are intended to become products. And,
Okay.
and when I was successful, ultimately did. And then also I did business development with them in the small business space.
So you really come from a background of selling services to HR organizations. That's really where you. So let me ask you, as someone who has kind of maybe a fresh set of eyes on this industry, right? Because a lot of us have been in this industry for a long time, and maybe we have some habits and some some things that we do just because the ways that we think. I'm always really interested to hear people have fresh perspectives. What do you see are some of the kind of more quizzical things about the way that we operate as an industry, or where are some of the opportunities maybe to improve from your standpoint compared to other services and other companies that are selling into HR organizations?
There's kind of two things that come immediately to mind. One is the sort of multi-layered approach to the supply chain. And at times I kind of look at scenarios and say, when I first came into the industry, I was surprised that providers are able to give clients a good competitive cost structure, and that because there are so many layers in the supply chain that you inevitably get some margin stacking and fee stacking. And I think there's an opportunity to continuously flatten that. You provide, you sort of provide great service with that and take ownership of the service, but then you're also able to really flatten the costs as a steward of the costs to your client.
Well, and I want to get to the second point, but I want to stay here just for a moment, because I think you bring up a great point. Because we see our clients, the corporations and the transferees, oftentimes or increasingly opting out of formalized, managed traditional relocation, whether it be through lump sum programs or other types of programs with more and more choice, which leads them into more of the consumer market and out of the kind of the managed market where we all live. And I have to think that it's because they're seeing it seems expensive to them maybe for what they're getting, and there's like, well, gosh, I can go Google it and find a better option than that, And so I think what you're saying is really valid, because there is a lot of margin on margin and stacking of margin. And I wonder if sometimes we don't price ourselves out. I think we offer great service. We offer that duty of care, which is table stakes in our business, but at what cost, and is it sustainable and competitive?
Yeah, I think what you're seeing and what you alluded to kind of indicates that is the chipping away at it not being sustainable. The lump sum world has been fascinating to me, because in some ways it kind of seems like the opposite of employee experience. It's kind of like, here's some money, now go do it yourself. And I think, there's probably a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people, because I've talked to a lot of people, who sort of feel the same way. And collectively, I think we need to solve for that. Those employees need a cost-effective, service-oriented way to get just as good an experience. And I don't know if it's like interacting with an app as opposed to a person. So I think there is some, definitely something to that where, cost and quality just don't kind of match up in that space.
Let's ask the audience. Do you agree, disagree? What are your thoughts? I mean, is our product and services that we sell corporations too expensive? Is there opportunity to innovate that? Is it Is it that we should just be focusing more on the quality of the service and experience and worried less about price? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments there. We got a lot of service providers and probably some corporate and some RMC folks watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And this is probably the most existential debate being had in our industry right now, I would say. What is another thing that you alluded to? A couple of things, and I kind of got you off track. But what's another thing that struck you as an opportunity?
Data and the quantitative side, big data. There is way too much big and not enough data. It's sort of my take on it.
We got half of big data figured out.
Yeah. There's just this rich data source that can be farmed in mobility and relocation that and this is true of many companies out there, like how to kind of use the massive number of gigabytes of data that they have and make real qualitative decisions out of the quantitative analysis. And I just think there is such an opportunity to demonstrate the viability of cost versus benefit by using the data more effectively around sort of placement success. Where did we fail? Learning from failure. Where have we increased employee retention and engagement as a result of how we're delivering the mobility experience? There's a treasure trove of it under there. And I don't think we, like many industries, have sort of come up with that way of picking the key indicators, pulling them together and being able to say collectively, this is why that spend that's a little bit more is really good, because look at these outcomes.
What's missing in order for us to get there? Is it that we're not sophisticated enough? Is it that we don't collect the data? Is it something else? I mean, what's missing in order for us to get to that point where we're using real data analytics?
You know, you talk a lot in the industry about partnering and kind of coming together. I think what's missing is true integration and partnership within the supply chain and sometimes even within the clients themselves. Bigger clients have these very complex structures sometimes, and sometimes we don't have all the data. So it's really being able to match up what we have with things like attrition and retention, and being able to kind of get those connections to be able to very easily come to those sort of data-driven conclusions. And so I think the answer is in partnership. The answer is in some way the full ecosystem being connected so that we can draw all those data points to come to those conclusions.
Yeah, the connections definitely need to be there for sure. And then, it's funny when you talk about outcomes, right? Because the other side of like, how did we do is like, well, what happened afterwards, right? What was the success rate of the assignment? I think you alluded to that. A lot of times that data is not within any of the systems that are within the relocation ecosystem. It's within the HRIS system, right? We don't know if the employee got fired 6 months after. I mean, unless they come to us and say, hey, we want to exercise that repayback agreement. Can you dig that thing out, dust it off, make sure that it was signed and executed, and we can go after them. But generally, we don't know how successful that employee was in their job. We don't know if their productivity had a boost because they had a 9.8 relocation experience, or if it took a nosedive because they had a 4.8 relocation experience. So, how do we, as someone who has successfully sold large-scale enterprise systems to HR organizations, how do we as Global Mobility partner with that, which is kind of like a black box for a lot of us?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had the kind of magic answer, but to me, it really comes back to that partnership. It sounds kind of cliche, but a big part of how we work with our clients is really developing that long-term relationship, obviously demonstrating value, but also truly solving problems with them. And I'm going to be fully transparent. Like, we have not solved this with our clients. I don't see in the industry that a lot of it has been solved. And so we're kind of, flailing around with it. I think it is really partnering with the clients and upfront to understand.
Yeah. But you're willing to admit it, right? So unlike 99% of the other leaders out there, you're willing to admit it because we all know it's happening. It's kind of like the emperor wears no clothes, right? So we all know that it's happening. And I can tell you just from being in this office for 4 hours and seeing the way, you brought your marketing company in and you treat them like an extension of your team, the way I've been in here and working with your team consultatively to figure out how to solve for, issues in the supply chain. I mean, you really do bring your partners to the table and kind of you are transparent, and there's a culture of that where it's like, okay, let's talk about it. What do we like? What don't we like? What do you got? What is what I got? What do you got? And I think that those are the kinds of constructive conversations that have to be had in order for you to really achieve next level results. So I applaud you on that. Aaron Flores says amen to that. What's up, Aaron? Let's see. We got some people coming in here with some comments. Keep those comments coming. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. In fact, Anthony, we're doing a corporate housing innovation summit talking about using data to make smarter decisions on Monday. And I'm gonna rope you into that if you'll speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'd love to. I'd love to hear other people's kind of thoughts on it as well.
Yeah. So check that out. By the way, I'm just gonna plug it Monday at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, the Corporate Housing Innovation Summit, the finale. It is the product of the design thinking that we've been doing over the last 3 months. And we're going to hear from RMC leaders on Monday and others. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Robert, employee experience combined with quality should be the focus. When done efficiently, service delivery costs can decrease. Robert, you've been on the corporate side and you've been on the supplier side. Have you seen a good study that can compare the before and after? If so, I'd love to hear about it, or if you can link to it even, that'd be awesome in the comments. Janet Turner, I think the experience could still be there for lump sums if the corporations or RMCs provide 3 preferred carriers that they know will offer good service. Otherwise, costs are not covered. Janet does a ton of business with lump sum lawyers, lawyers, doctors. We were talking about doctors earlier. A lot of these professional, I call them like professional, but they're like kind of freelance at the same time. Like you'll see doctors moving around all the time, surgeons, guys can make $500,000, $1 million a year, and they're job hopping, and they get these crappy relo packages, these really weird, like you're giving somebody 10 grand and they make ridiculous amounts of money. Janet does a lot of work for those folks. But Janet, is it hard though? Because if you're doing a survey and spending the money and the time on that to provide that level of service, and then they go out and they get 2 other bids, and I don't know, maybe it's worth it. Let's see here. And also, are they ponying up for the packing and the third-party services that are needed to not break stuff? Love to hear your thoughts. Michael Bilodeau, the industry tends to look with blinders and trust their historical ways of doing business versus trusting the data. Yep. Robert, employee experience and quality are priority even for lump sum programs when done efficiently and creatively. Yeah. Well, maybe. I'd love to see the data. Moving can be stressful or stress-free. The level of experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and commitment of the providers can make or break the experience. I'm going to say this about that, Michelle. I came to the epiphany because people have asked me how my move to Dallas has been. All relocations suck. It's just about how long does it suck. Does it suck for 3 days? Or does it suck for like 3 weeks? Or does it suck for 3 months? Or does it suck for 3 years? And then like divorce and total catastrophe. I mean, this is the range of outcomes that we have. And I think it's our job as an industry to compress the uncomfortableness of it. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
It's interesting that the comment came from Michelle, who is, again, in the Paternettis, the kind of concierge on that team and really works with the clients. And the fact that she said it can be stress-free and state-of-the-art equipment and all of that's really interesting. I mean, they showed us the other day these masonite things. I don't know exactly what they called that. They pad the floor with that are reusable.
Yeah, that floor protection for sure.
How they, and just that forethinking about that forethought around the experience and them being able to deliver it. Yeah, I think it is tough. I mean, it's sort of funny coming to a relocation company because I had like the lowest maintenance relocation you can imagine. We sort of jumped in our SUVs with our dogs and drove from Atlanta out to here and got in an Airbnb and got So I actually didn't really get the whole experience, the circumstances of the time and all of that. So.
Oh yeah, because was it during COVID?
Yeah, and it was just in the middle of like a whole bunch of disruption and all of that stuff. So we just sort of jumped out and did it safely though. I want to say very cautious. Actually, I should have asked you. We're talking this closely. You're vaccinated.
Yeah, I am vaccinated.
Okay,
I am vaccinated.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late.
I didn't tell you I'm not. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, it doesn't matter because I am. So then you know what? That's on you. This is your personal. You'll play in traffic for all I care. All right. Anyway, let's see. Therese Toledo. Our customers and clients love our customized, unique approach and service quality. Yeah, Therese, awesome. You know, I gotta say that's another thing. And if we do a tour, we're gonna see this. But you have customer testimonials and reviews up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's art. I've seen testimonials posted and reviews and people are proud of them, but I've not seen the kind of fanatical customer testimonials that you. I mean, yeah, really though. I mean, and I respect it. I mean, why is that important to you? Why do you have them up like art?
You know, I've talked a lot about our team and the people who, you know, work so hard day in and day out to deliver that service. It is a recognition of what our team does so that when they walk in here, they see that. And it's also a reminder of what we do and what we do well. And so it serves both those purposes, sort of gratitude and just a reminder of, you know, the fact that we deliver and we deliver through that team, you know.
Man, I think there's something about seeing that every day too, where then it becomes part of your identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like walking by the mirror, you know, that's how you know what you look like.
Yeah.
You walk by that on the wall and you're like, okay, that's who we are.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the way you described it.
Yeah.
Next interview, I'm going to use that.
Yeah, you
claim
should.
it as my own.
And I like it a lot better than mirrors.
Yeah.
By the way, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Janet says, wow, sounds like an amazing company to work for.
Oh, thanks, Janet. I certainly think so.
Very cool. Michael, Relo Frog's lump sum platform, Move It, has a great grip on the lump sum transfer. CRI was instrumental in helping develop the prototype.
Oh, thanks, Michael. I hope things are going well with that too.
Very cool. Very cool. Robert Bruzuela. Haven't seen a study, but I have 3 corporate success stories to share.
Oh, cool.
Hey, that sounds representative. Yeah, Robert, we should have you on, man, to talk about it. That'd be really cool. Wow. You know, this has been a lot of fun. And I want to make sure that I can still, you know, beat you in foosball and do all the other things we want to do. But I want to take a tour.
Sure.
Can we take a tour?
Yeah. No, we're not, as I said, we're fully back to the office in September. So we're not at full, like, bristling pace of that. But let's go through for sure.
Yeah, let's do it. So we've got Dina. Hey, Dina.
Hey.
Dina is going to push this thing, and we're going to see how we do. Okay. Now this is our first time doing it like this. So let's. You want to start here? Or what do you want?
Yeah,
to do?
we'll just go around.
We'll just
here.
go. All right.
Let's say, you know, I've talked about our wonderful team. Maybe we should just go meet a few of them instead of me.
Let's do it.
Let's
This is great. We're going to go over here.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You're a natural.
Hey, how are we doing, everybody? Can you still see us there? Are you still with us, everybody out there? Throw it in the comments. Oh, Dina, you're running me into the wall, Dina. No, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, that's great. Look at this.
All right. Well, I'm going to start here with Anna. So Anna is our international and global pro and subject matter expert. Anything international, she is our go-to. And as I said, which is one of the great team members that delivers the service for our clients and their employees.
How's it going, Anna?
Good. Hola. Client is calling.
Oh, awesome. Clients calling. How's it go?
Oh, Donna went. I was going to talk about lump sums and all of that. Here, come on over.
Sorry.
Come on over. Amanda is right now, I've said she is our temp housing and corp housing expert and subject matter expert. And she is having a fun June, as most of us are, with the corporate housing situation and managing through that. So the other day we said, she told me that she is actually ordering inflatable yurts for people to stay in while they're
Inflatable
waiting.
yurts. What's the daily rate on an inflatable yurt? Is it
don't want
furnished?
to know. You don't want to
Oh,
know.
this is great. This is great.
This is Melinda, who is like a much younger soul version of me, because she loves funky glasses
Yes.
and different color glasses and that. And she manages our lump sum employees. And you talked about those doctors and nurses and everyone else and that. And she is our one of our service gurus and that. So
Thank you.
Very
I should
cool.
have worn my red ones. We could have really matched.
This is great. Dan Susko says we're doing great. Tiffany says, yeah, we can see you. Christina says, what is she pushing? I want to see this contraption.
And here's Donna, our other lump sum expert. Say hello.
Hello.
Great. Oh, look at
And
this.
here, I don't know, here is Tara, who is our household goods coordinator and works with that select fleet. And this is my Princess Leia. Leia is one of my dogs, and Tara kind of moonlights as our local office dog whisperer. So she actually is preferring to stay with her today. How's Leia doing? Is she
Great. She's been curled up in the chair.
is she keeping things calm? Yeah.
Yeah, look at her just standing guard there, kind of just like everything's good here.
Yeah.
Looking very relaxed for a June.
And I have to tell you, Tara is in the middle of June and our household goods and everything, and she is keeping a calm demeanor, but she is an absolute rock star. And not only do our select fleet drivers just love her, our clients do, our employees do. Someone who's that versatile on the service side is just part of what makes us us. So thank you, Tara.
All right.
All right, we'll go down the hall a bit.
How are we doing? Can you all see us? Here we go.
Here's
Like
Kristen.
trip
She's on the phone with Cosmo. Cosmo's sleeping.
Oh, hold on
So
a second.
she's
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Kristen.
This is my assistant, Cosmo.
yeah.
You see the dog? There's a little dog right there.
Kristen leads our service and operations groups and keeps everything held together.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's what I tell them anyway.
We have Matt, our finance guru, keeps everybody paid.
There we go.
He didn't bring his dogs in today, but we're gonna get him to.
They would embarrass me.
Let's see here. I'm getting these. I'm getting pop-ups over here. I don't know why I'm getting pop-ups. People are loving the dogs. Tara rocks. We're getting Tara. Great, doing great. So fun. People are digging this. This is great. All right, let's do some more. Oh, and then look, you guys see, you got to do the side. You got to do the.
Oh, sure.
Show
Yeah.
them. Show them the.
Yeah,
reviews.
this is one of we take our Google reviews and put them on Canvas. And here is Timothy Martin, who was one of the employees we moved. That was not 2 months ago, but he said he had the pleasure of working with us for almost 2 years during a complicated relocation process. And he can't say enough about the top-notch professionalism, and specifically calls out Andrea and is, when we have people's names on the reviews, we put them up here and celebrate them as well.
That's awesome. Very cool.
This is our VP of HR, Allison, also keeping us on track. She's in the middle of open enrollment right now and getting everyone to enroll in their benefits. So
Everybody enroll.
All right. See you.
And Jeff, who made a comment, this is Jeff Walker, our COO.
Yeah,
Oh,
super
fun.
dark. There he is. Very cool. And Jeff, what is your role here?
I'm the president and chief operating officer, and really oversee kind of the household goods piece and the real estate operations that we have.
Very
We have
cool.
our own real estate brokerage here in Dallas.
Wow. Awesome. Very cool.
And then this is kind of our lobby's there, but this is kind of our front area, and we sit sometimes and have meetings out here. And I mentioned that Karen always puts some fun things, and you look what she actually put today.
What'd
She
she
put
put on
"Welcome,
there?
Ben Cron."
Hey, that's me. That's me.
Thank you, Karen.
Nice. This is great. Look at this. I got my own whiteboard over here. Look at this. You can't see it. Get a little closer. Look at that. All right. Hey. Good morning. Welcome, Ben.
Do you want to say hi, Shelby?
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool.
We should say hi to Shelby too.
Oh, yeah.
He is our head of IT, and what he's been doing more than anything this year is keeping us secure. So he is, from a cybersecurity perspective, he has us locked down in every way possible. So he's been just a huge part, especially with everybody going remote and everything that brought with us, just sort of kept us in the good books in terms of cybersecurity.
Keeping everyone safe.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Cool. Very fun. This is great. Let's get back out to the.
Michelle, also in finance. Hello.
Hi there. Hello. Welcome.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see.
Saeed is back there. He doesn't want to go on camera, but he was interviewed for one of our videos, so we showcase him all the time.
If you have any questions, put them in the comments here. We got some people coming in. Scott Williamson says, "Hey Jeff, love the office layout and culture."
Well, what do you think? Should we play some foosball?
Yeah, you want to play some foosball?
Sure.
Let's
Are
do
we
it.
going to do it for one of those charities?
Let's do it for charity.
All right.
Are you a gambling man at all,
Sure.
Anthony?
Why not?
Yeah, for charity.
Well, within reason.
Within reason. We're not playing for slips here.
Yeah.
Let's see over here. Dana, you think you can get over here to this foosball table?
I think so.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
I'll let you drop.
Oh man, it's got like lingo. I'm dropping. Okay, here we go. What are the stakes here? My company versus your company. I'll pay the charity.
All right.
Or you
we'll
can
say,
pay
that's $100 good.
$100. Is that all right, guys?
All right.
$100. Yeah. Oh, we need to get a little lower here. Can you tilt it forward? No. Gotta be careful. There's a little.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Look at this.
That was awesome.
Let's see here. There we go.
All right.
Perfect. There we go. Okay. Hey, put in the comments who's gonna win here. Who you're rooting for here. Let's do it for $100 for Move for Hunger. Okay.
All right.
So if I win, we'll play 1 point. If I win,
Why don't we say whoever wins gives the $100 to move to 100.
yeah,
We'll
sounds good.
pick another charity.
Well, let's do 1 point here just for
All right.
for
fair
brevity here. Okay.
enough. Oh, that was. All right, good one. Thank you very much. Thank you for the day.
This was
And
fun,
thanks for
wasn't
being
it?
Here, and thank you for the interview. It was a great opportunity.
Yeah, this was fun. Ray, my money's on Ben. You would be correct, sir. Pay the man.
Good choice. Good choice.
Very good. Oh, Aaron has 20 on Anthony.
Yeah.
5-1 on Anthony. I'm taking bets. Susco is in for 500. It looks like Flores is in for 20. This is great. You guys can just make it out to Move for Hunger. No, but Anthony, this was a lot of fun.
Too. We'll do it.
This was a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah.
betting on Anthony with those hockey wrists.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, who's going to win the Stanley Cup? I'm going for Tampa Bay.
This is great. This is great. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I
having me.
appreciate it.
The hospitality's been wonderful.
Good.
The culture's been fantastic. I want to give you the chance to have a final word. Is there anything you want to leave people with?
Yeah, just what I've said a few times. I want to thank our team for getting everybody through this last year. It's been a tough year. Today in our all-employee meeting really felt like it was things starting to come back. So thank you to all the CRI employees and contractors and drivers. And thank you, Ben. This has been a great energy-filled day, and taking the time out to spend it here and spend it with us and get to know us a little bit better. We are definitely full of gratitude. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right.
This has been great. Hope y'all liked it. Another on-site live from CRI HQ with CEO Anthony Horton. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully we can do it again next week. Who knows? Take care, everybody.
Thank you.